Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure.
And can you tell us about the terroir of southern England and what makes it good for making sparkling wine?
England has a lot of chalk, and chalk is closely associated with making some of the best sparkling wines in the world. In fact, the geology, where you have in northern Burgundy and Chablis and Champagne, is based on this chalk basin, the Paris Basin, which essentially resurfaces over the channel in the southeast corner of England. So very similar geology to those that you find in Champagne. What I think is important is we have the right climate for making sparkling wine. So there's this concept that you need 100 days from the grapevines flowering to when you actually pick the grapes. And what that allows you to do is develop all this lovely flavour, but still retain this great acidity, which is the backbone and the structure of the wine. And English wine, there's not many places outside of Champagne that can actually achieve that, but the south of England is perfect for that. So we focus on just the three classic varieties, so Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Meunier, that have obviously been used to make the best sparkling wines in the world for hundreds of years now. We essentially follow the same traditional method that you would find in places like Champagne. So a second bottle fermentation, which is really, there's lots of ways of making your wine fizzy and sparkling, but to achieve the best quality ones, you have to use the bottle fermentation method.
And have you noticed since your time there as a winemaker changes in climate that are affecting how you are making the wine?
I think in the last 20 years I've been making wine in England, and the level of ripeness that we can achieve now just wasn't possible 15 years ago. So we're seeing levels of warmth of sunshine increasing, so we're able to ripen the grapes to a much higher level than we used to. Of course, what comes with that is, climate changes, unpredictable weather patterns, so it's not getting any easier to make wine or grow grapes there.
And a lot of people probably know Champagne and compare you to Champagne wine. What makes your wines distinctive from the Champagne?
They are distinctive, and it's funny because there's an obvious direct comparison to Champagne because we use the same production methods, the same grapes. But I think they're very, very different. I'm a huge Champagne fan, drink a lot of Champagne, but I think comparing them to English wine, they're very different products. They're sparkling, but English wine, I think our calling card, our USP, is acidity, and acidity is really important for freshness and vibrancy in wines. Acidity can sometimes be seen as a dirty word in terms of sourness, but really important to give that crispness and that elegance to the wine. And I think English wines have that in spades. So it's about managing that acidity right, so it's lovely and fresh. Champagnes generally can be a bit more fuller, a bit rounder, a bit richer in style. But I think the two of them, work very differently.